This video took over 2 years to make. And no, it didn't take over 2 years to edit and put together, but it did take over 2 years for me to figure out what I'm about to tell you right now. And that's the truth. Before I had belief in fatherhood, all I had was a problem. My wife asked me what I wanted to be doing with the rest of my life or my 5 years, and I couldn't tell her anything. And that shocked me. And it allowed me to be in a place where I could have someone hold me accountable and figure out what I wanted to do. Now, through a series of questions, I knew that I wanted to speak to people about parenting and speak to them about how great it was and how great it feels to be a parent and everything I'm learning. But it still took some time to make that thing a reality. What we figured out is that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all these different other platforms will become the vehicle for me to speak to my audience or find my people. And I started finding my people. But the thing is, it was a plan. 2 years ago, it was a plan. Right now, some people are looking at where I'm at right now and they're saying, yo, it's easy for you to say, you have such and such amount of subscribers, you have this, you have that, and this and this and this. But before that, all I had was a problem and an idea, okay? Now the problem sparked the idea that I could be doing speaking and being a parent basically as a profession, you know? And so where I want to end up is being a personality in speaking. Where I started at was being home with my children. It took me a while to be home with my children and to be vulnerable enough to open up the camera and to just be honest about my perspective and where I'm at as a father. That honesty led to a place where people would be able to be edified and be able to watch what I'm doing and maybe take something away from it. This is all proof right now that I can speak on something maybe 5 or 6 years from now or today. Just recently I did my first TED Talk and I'm really excited to share that with you. But everything's kind of moving forward and I'm getting into this place where people are asking me how. Before they were asking me why. When I first started Belief in Fatherhood, October 19, 2015, people were looking at me, friends were looking at me like, I don't get it. Seems like a cool idea. It was kind of like one of those looks, like they just didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. And it's interesting how they look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like with this, how did you do that? The idea was just a thought and I dreamed about it. Now, it wasn't my responsibility to tell people my dreams and for them to believe in my dreams. It was up to me to believe in my dreams. Even my wife, like, she didn't really get it at first either. But me telling her my dream and her believing in my dream wasn't important. What was important is that I believed in my dream because it was mine. In order for her to believe in my dream, I had to make it come to reality. I had to make it something. I had to make her see and read the comments and say, look, watch. And then she can see and say, okay, I can grab onto this now because it's something tangible. Some of us really believe that people should be believing in our dreams that we have, that God has given us. And that's just not the truth. God didn't give those dreams to those people. He gave those people other dreams. He gave you your dream. So it's up to you to make that dream turn into reality if you want other people to buy into it. Right now, there are other people buying into my dream who at first was looking at me like, I don't know why you would do that. Now they're asking me how. Now the point is, the look is what I'm interested in. How they look at me at first. If someone's not looking at me like I'm crazy, then I'm actually a little concerned. I'd rather for people to look at me and ask me why I'm doing something when I know that it's a great idea and God is giving me the idea, God is giving me the dream, instead of people saying, yeah, that just seems like common sense. It took 2 years though. It took a lot of time trying to figure out how to place the edits when the kids are speaking and messing it up. It took a lot of time to figure out how to edit using software, Final Cut Pro. It took a lot of time to figure out how to title a YouTube video, what thumbnail to use. It took a lot of time to build up the courage to put my family out there like that. It took a lot of time for my wife to see that this was something that she wanted to be a part of. It took a lot of time for my friends to get it. It took a lot of time for my family to get it. And now, 2 years later, some people are calling it a success. But it's not a success now. It was successful when I was in here tinkering away, clicking at 2 o'clock in the morning, knowing that I had to get up at 6 because the kids were gonna wake up, and I had to figure it all out. It was success when no one believed in it. It was success when I kept doing it because I had the idea and the dream in my heart, not when people started subscribing. That's not success. Success is when it happens inside of you first. Success is the grind. Right now, some of you out there are feeling like you're not successful because you're not reaping the fruit. But it's not about the fruit, it's about the root. It's about what's happening right now, the ideas you're making come to reality, the dreams that you're following. Please, 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 don't wait for other people to believe in you before you start believing in yourself. You might be 2 years away from whatever it is. But if you knew at the beginning that it was gonna take 2 years, it might have seemed too long. It might have seemed like, man, dang, 2 years, 24 months, that's a long time. I don't know if I can grind. But the thing is, it's not about when it happens. It's about why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Your why has to be super important, has to be super big. For me, my why is I want to equip fathers, I want to give hope to mothers, and I want to inspire children. I want fathers to feel like they are important in the home. I want mothers to know that they're not alone, and some fathers deal with the same things. And as a family, we all are having a hard time, you know, and we all rejoice and we all have great times together. And as a child, you know, if you grew up in a rough situation, you don't have to be what you had. So many of us in culture, we want to close our doors and keep everything hush hush and keep everything a secret. I mean, the truth is, if you do that, then you miss transparency. And what that means is other people really don't understand what you're going through. And they think that they are alone. They think they're the only people going through what they're going through. And what Belief in Fatherhood does is just show you that, yo, you're not alone if you're a parent. You're not alone if you're a kid. You're not alone trying to figure this whole thing out. We are not the example. We are the proof that it's possible for you. And so I'm very, very, very grateful for everyone for subscribing to this channel or just watching or whatever, you know, you stumble upon this thing. I do appreciate it. It's not just about me, you know what I'm saying? It's about you as well. My hope for you is that some of you are watching this for entertainment or for joy or for peace or for clarity or for whatever you're watching it for. But some of you are just waiting to get started on something. And right now is your time to go. Like, it's been time, you know? And so if you're sitting there, you're waiting, you kind of like pause, just trying to figure out which way to go, it's time to start, because you may be 2 years away from what success looks like for you now. And then when you're at that point, success is going to look totally different from what you think. I truly, truly, truly appreciate your subscription if you subscribe. I truly, truly, truly appreciate your patronage if you're a patron, if you've ever been a patron. Yeah, I'm just hoping right now that you're encouraged, you know what I'm saying, and you're working on those dreams, those ideas, those thoughts that God has given you specifically. And however I can be a blessing to that, or I have been a blessing to that, I'm glad to be. Oh, and if you have not yet signed up on my email list, go ahead and click this link right here to take you to my page and my website, and I'll actually give you the song from the Food for Thought from the last video, which was fire according to the comments. And so you'll get that as a thank you from me, just for being a part of our extended family. And yeah, man, protect your life, keep your network popping. Peace.
You want vlogger videos? Are you tired of watching short videos? Do you want more poop stories? Shocker babies? Tax rates? Sign up for a Patreon. Tell them what the gateway, bro. Hi, I'm Riley. Look, this is what you did. It's in my hat. I have a face on it. Get the white shirt. You're gonna win the Best Buy TikTok. See more of my baby sister. It's the school sister content. And much more. Call now or visit www.patreon.com.